And we start with a EJURA probe. One of the 4 witnesses who appeared before the Justice Kumsin's Committee of Inquiry into the EJURA killings has given accounts to suggest that the late social media activist Kaka was killed by his own brother. Hussein Ibrahim said his wife witnessed the brother of the late Kaka dragging the body of the deceased out of his room. Let's take a listen.
The
incident that happened, it was my wife who saw it. She was in her room performing ablution. And she heard the sound of a motorbike coming.
Last Hama, the young man, 1.5 plots.
I know that.
The yellow 1.5 plots. One full house.
So he said our house is on a 1.5 plot with the other plot remaining, and the house is on 1 plot.
Come here, half mommy, 1 line.
And the building is like a straight line.
So last Hama, what one is Kiana? And Pau woman, Karakumia Motoman. Don't come.
Also, when she the sound of the motorbike coming, suddenly she heard a certain noise, thinking that it was the motorbike which had fell down.
The time I go for doom, Bishop Senna for Kamaya Korban Yanko and Kavorla.
Lord, so she just heard that somebody was screaming, like a person being strangulated.
The time I go,
But at that time, she came out.
The Maria toilet, the bathroom.
And there is a toilet and a bathroom in our house.
Caramel lights, coffee lights, man.
But the lights there had been put off.
The time I open your man,
so she couldn't see exactly what was there.
The time I go,
she came out.
When you know, when you swing it in money, I'm over Pangland, your man. The time I go, turn the money.
She saw somebody standing there, but because of the darkness, she couldn't see the person well. So she went closer.
One chang the man, or chang la ko jelly.
One chang man,
one chang the man, one chang shama, or chang ko jelly.
Who jelly?
What jelly, what jelly, kaka jelly.
Well, and when she went closer, she saw the brother of Kaka.
What be Baba?
Baba, the brother of Kaka called Baba. And the brother was holding the hand of Kaka, dragging him to the bathroom. Lord, she became worried. She rushed to knock at the door of Kaka's wife. Or she mentioned her name, Saada. Come out and look at something, or come out and see something.
Well, wife of the late Kaka has charged the committee to conduct its investigations well and find killers of her husband. Sahada Humu, who has been left with 5 children to cater for after her husband's death, appeared before the committee yesterday. She's been recounting the events leading to her husband's death.
tambaye shi kamar me yake yi ne da suke son ya bari, ya tambayi samarin haka nan.
My husband asked him, "What am I doing and you want me to stop?" No.
Shi ce mai kaman ababen da yake dawarawa kan Facebook nan suna gani su yana bata musu suna.
Lord, he then told him that all the posts that you've been posting on the Facebook is been tarnishing the image of the party. So we want you to stop.
Well, we apologize for the loss in sound, but let's go back to the late Kaka's wife as she talks about her husband's social media activities.
Gaskiya da mijina ya mutu ni ina da aka ya faru ni ina daki.
Da ya faru kina daki.
Ina daki ina kwana.
But at the time of his death, I was asleep in my bedroom.
How did she hear about it?
So ya ika ji.
We sincerely apologize for the lost in sound. We'll bring you those stories in our subsequent bulletins. Well, Director of Policy and Advocacy at the Center for Democratic Development, CDD, Dr. Kojo Asante, says the committee probing the EJURA killings must respond positively to public criticism by redirecting its focus. He explains the main task of the committee is to unravel what led to the death of 2 protesters to ensure that those responsible are punished. The work of the committee has been heavily criticized amid accusations its probe is centering on whether or not a resident of EJURA, Ibrahim Mohammed, also known as Kaka, whose death sparked the protest, is a member of the Fix the Country campaign. Dr. Asante has been speaking on the matter in an interview with media men on the sidelines of a workshop for election observers.
I think you recall that during the elections, even the Ghana elections, we had similar incidents which led to the death of 5 people. The reality, and this is not just a matter in Ghana, but it is something that is consistent across Africa and maybe for the last decade, that the incidence of protest is increasing. And maybe that is not been established scientifically, but it has to probably do also with the demographics that we are dealing with. Africa has one of the youngest, populations, so it is expected that governments and security agencies should expect that maybe that expression, that form of expression of dissatisfaction with any matter is going to continue. So what then the security agencies, the police, the army, should begin to understand is how do you deal with that kind of expression of dissatisfaction? They cannot use the same old methods. I always make the point that when EJURA was happening, Abobloshi was happening, and yet we didn't see deaths in Abobloshi, because the way you approach a protest is different from how you would deal with armed combatants, and so on. So the police have to have, it probably will require different personnel to deal with those kinds of expressions than we are used to. It might not always be force. So I think that there's a challenge, I think, for the Ghana Police Service, for the security agencies generally, to get better prepared for this type of engagement and maybe learn from where protest is common. There are countries where there's almost always protest, but you don't get this level of fatalities and so on after that.
Are we handling the aftermath properly? There are those who have already expressed concerns about the work that is being done by the committee.
Well, for me, I think that we have to be constructive. It is very important for the people of EJURA, but also for a lot of people who are watching how this matter is going to resolve, that the committee gets it right. So I think in the first week, the people have raised a lot of concerns, even to the extent that the family of the gentleman, Mr. Ibrahim Mohammed, who was killed, had decided that they were not going to participate. I think that it is an opportunity for the committee to listen to those issues and reset themselves, so that they can complete the work successfully. So I am looking forward this week to see if we are able to still get back to, the main business, which is establishing what led to the deaths of 2 people and the people who were injured, who is culpable, so that, after that, the government can follow up and apply the sanctions where necessary.
Away from the ongoing probe, Second Lady Samira Baumia has issued a statement saying she will refund all allowances given her since 2017. This comes after the First Lady Rebecca Kufuor also did same regarding the controversy surrounding spousal emoluments. Details of the statement reads: the Second Lady, Her Excellency Samira Baumia, in consultation with His Excellency the Vice President, will refund all allowances paid to her since 2017 and will not accept any monies allocated to her pursuant to the recommendation of the Professor Ya Intiamwa Beidu-led committee as approved by Parliament on 6th January 2021. Mrs. Baumia continues to be committed to the service of the nation to deliver humanitarian interventions and initiatives in the areas of health, education, and economic empowerment. And this is signed by an aide to the Second Lady, Kwame Chum, senior aide to the Second Lady. All right, we'll see what next follows after the recent controversies. Away from that, though, some toll booth attendants at the end of the Tema motorway are asking authorities to provide speed ramps, plus the construction of modernized toll booths to ensure security and safety of workers there. This is after a tipper truck heading to Accra from Michelle Camp crashed into one of the booths, killing one person and injuring 6 others who were at the scene. Parker Wilson has more.
It's a day after a tipper truck crashed into toll booth 2 here on the Tema motorway. Actually, the Tema end of the motorway. This is the exact spot. And the car looked like this particular one when yesterday it crashed into the toll booth, killing one person and injuring about 6 others. Well, the situation has not affected operations here at the toll booth, where you can see that there is a free flow of vehicular traffic. The toll booth attendants have resumed work, have resumed their operations, and they're doing their work smoothly and peacefully. Now, this is because there is a new arrangement. Because the toll booth 2 is down, the authorities decided to now quickly operationalize the toll booth 6. So now cars or vehicles have been asked to use that one so that they could make up for the lost revenue, because yesterday after the incident, they suspended operations for a while before they moved on to continue their operation. But however, you can see there red bands here at the toll booth section of the motorway. This is an indication, according to the attendants here and their supervisors, is to demonstrate to Ghanaians that indeed they've lost a colleague. The disease, we are told, was sweeping at this particular end of the motorway, where the tipper truck crashed him, drove or run over his 2 legs, crushing it, and also the arm as well, the left hand as well. So he's been pronounced dead, or he was pronounced dead shortly after he was taken to the Tema General Hospital. We are told by the director of the hospital, Dr. Richard Anthony, that all the others who sustained various degree forms of injuries have been discharged. They have been taken care of, and then they've gone home. They are still monitoring, but however, with a caution, they've asked them to quickly report if they see anything or any unusual thing with their bodies. But today, the toll booth attendant tell me that they are in a very low spirit because of what happened, and they're making 2 requests. They're requesting authorities to quickly put together road ramps or speed ramps to slow down vehicles when they are approaching the toll booth. They believe that will, 1, ensure their safety and their security. 2, they are asking the authorities to also put together modernized toll booths, because this is not the first time a tipper truck or a vehicle has crashed into a toll booth here. About 2 to 3 months ago, we are told that toll booth 5, just right there, was also crashed by a tipper truck. Fortunately for them, the attendant at the time was not in the booth, and so he did not lose a life. But they are asking that because of some of these incidents, they are asking authorities to put together a modernized toll booth so that it will aid and cushion their safety and security. So this is the situation here at the Tema motorway, actually the Tema end of the motorway. So those coming from Tema and going to Accra. And as you can see, yesterday with the situation, the debris were here. Today, it's cleared, making way for vehicular traffic. So currently, if you come or visit the Tema end of the motorway, there's free flow of vehicular traffic. There's no congestion. There's no problem. The attendants are here doing their job as usual. And we've been told that those who witnessed the incident yesterday have been given today off because they were traumatized by the situation. For Joy News, I'm Parker Wilson, reporting from Tema on the motorway.
Now, river dredgers on the Dunkwal end of River Thing are back to mine in the river 3 weeks after the Operation Halt team invaded the area. Phase 2 of the renewed effort to deal with all forms of illegal mining in protection of the environment has seen the destruction of several mining equipment. But a return to the mining community of Dunkwal has revealed these dredgers are still on the river or mobilizing return. Nanaya Ojima was at one of such areas and filed this report.
In the third phase of Operation Halt, 28 excavators, 267 shamfans with platforms, 18 water pumping and milling machines were destroyed. The exercise was carried out by 400 security personnel. Every Tuesday is off-duty day for miners in Dunkwal and its environs. The day in local parlance is termed Breaking Day. The Joy News team made a visit to the river on the day. At the Aquachrome end of the river, where the Operation Halt team visited, some shamfan boats are found floating on the surface of the river. According to residents, the dredgers, who have occasionally escaped arrest, are able to reach the area quickly to mobilize resources in building the mining platforms, causing harm to the river. Spokesperson for Dunkwal District of Small Scale Miners Association, Peter Aike, explains the task force has to do more in dealing with the menace.
I can say 50-60% are still on the water bodies. Why? Because they are in the hinterland. Where they are, the military cannot locate them. It is the community people who can locate them. And you will eliminate the community people from the fight. How do you want to win? Some places they are doing these illegal things from the main road or the junction. You can walk like 1 hour, 2 hours before you get to where they are. And somebody from Takrady, military personnel from Accra, from Kumasi, bringing him here to come and fight illegal mining. How does that person locate these illegal people? Come down to our level as small-scale miners and the community. We will help the government to win this fight because the environment belongs to us, the water body belongs to us.
The River Ofin has further deteriorated as dredgers continue to operate on the river. For years, dredging for gold in Dunkwal end of River Ofin has affected persons living in the area. Persistent alluvial dredging of the riverbeds and washing of sand for gold have narrowed the courses of various parts, causing siltation of the river and leading to flooding. Small-scale miners in Dunkwal believe the current approach may fail unless members of the community are involved in the fight. Peter Aike again.
We are going to be self-policing, meaning the small-scale miners ourselves will monitor the activities of our own members. If you do wrong, we will advise you to do it. If not, because our task force or monitoring team comprises with the police, the district, the MCE, the government officials to join together. So it's not small-scale miners alone who is going to fight the fight. We are helping the government to fight and we will win. But if government says that I am going to do it alone and I have the power, you will fail.
Since 2013, small-scale miners through their task force have made efforts to deal with the menace of mining on the river. Meanwhile, the association says the task force deployed to the area undertook exercises beyond their limits, burning excavators out of the concessions. For Joy News, Nanaya Ojima, Dunkwal, Central Region.
You're watching News Today. We take a breather. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. You're watching Joy News Today. Now, Chief of Arigu in the Northeast region has denied media reports suggesting there's tension in the area. The report suggested there was chieftaincy dispute resulting in the tension. Now, the palace of the Chief of Arigu says there's absolute calm in the area. Let's speak to brother of the Chief, Donald Kanzoni Awala, who is also his spokesperson. A very good afternoon to you, sir, if you can hear me. First of all, what is the situation there?
Good afternoon, Mama V. Thank you for doing this rejoinder for us. We want to thank the management of multimedia for this. I can say that the situation in Arigu is very calm. there has not been any tension in the village, and there has not been any dispute in the village, as the story reported. And that is why we think that it is important that there is this rejoinder so that we can put issues straight. But for this rejoinder, that it could have created some amount of tension in the village, which we think is not proper, and the chief of Argu required that this rejoinder was done for us to put things in the right place.
Okay, great. Can you give us the facts, though, as they are regarding the chieftaincy issues there?
I can confirm that there is one divisional chief in Argu. I will not know of any other chief. There is one divisional chief in Argu who is the first son in our traditional parlance of the Wulugut Kwekingse Traditional Council, which the paramount chief, Professor Nabila, is the chief. And there has not been any issue of chieftaincy as I'm aware. So for now, I cannot talk about any chieftaincy issue because I have not been aware that there's only one chief in Argu, so far as we know. But we have divisional chiefs, and these are traditional issues. So there are some divisional chiefs, but as we speak, there is only one divisional chief in Argu, who is the Argurana Jacob Kazoni Mba.
All right. Thank you very much, Donald Kazoni, for your time this afternoon. Let's move on and return to an earlier story. NDC Member of Parliament for North Tongue, Samuel Okujeto-Ablakwa, is calling on government to roll out immediate measures to bridge the high salary inequalities between Article 71 office holders and ordinary workers in the public service. The 2019 Professor Iya Intiamwa Monument Committee expressed concern at 2016 ordinary public sector workers earn about 6% of the monthly average salary of Article 71 office holders. The report observes the highest paid public servant in that year and 28% of the salary of a member of parliament. Mr. Ablakwa says the situation is worrying and has to be reversed as soon as possible. He's meanwhile been criticizing government for overspending its 2020 approved budget by 8.8 billion Ghana cedis. We'll bring you more in subsequent bulletins. We'll make way right now, though, for business with Darryl Kwao.
Hi, welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwao. Digital marketers have been urged to be strategic in content marketing. According to content marketing and communications consultant Vicky Remo, most people mistake social media for content marketing, hence are too focused on what to post on social media platforms. She indicates that digital marketers must link their content strategies to sales strategies if their company is to succeed. Vicky Remo was speaking at the 5th edition of the Women in PR Summit. Content marketing and communications consultant Vicky Remo advised digital marketers to focus on content marketing and not be swayed by social media. She believes Ghana is still trying to find its footing in the digital space, hence content must always be aligned with sales strategies to fully realize the results.
Content marketing should be strategic. And in that, I mean, it's not just a question of social media. Social media is just one aspect of your content marketing strategy. It's really about finding the kind of content that's going to build trust and get people to like you so that they want to do business with you. And of course, you in this sense, I'm talking about businesses, corporate, and brands. We oftentimes just think about social media as a place to just post, like just go and post, just post. But our content marketing strategy should be directly related to our sales strategy so that the people who are producing the content know that that content has a purpose. A place like Ghana is still not a fully digitized society. Most purchases and transactions still happen online. So what's very key is that, yes, you do have a digital marketing and a content marketing strategy, but again, it should be aligned with your sales strategy.
Corporate Communications and Public Affairs Manager at Nestle Ghana, Deborah Kwabla, said honesty and building lasting relationships are key tips to becoming better public relations managers.
Honesty and building trust is very critical. Building strategic partnerships is also very critical, and making sure that these partnerships that we build can be maintained. Sometimes we connect with people when we need them, but that is not how to build partnership. You build a partnership, you nurture the relationship so that when you need to leverage that relationship, you can get the right support. I think there will always be a place for PR professionals. I mean, the various channels that we use are tools in our hands. Social media is a tool in our hand. Social media cannot replace relationship and personal connection, because then otherwise, how can we connect? How can we connect? So social media gives us an opportunity to connect and to still keep in touch with our stakeholders and represent our organizations in a way that is positive.
Meanwhile, founder of Women in Summit, Faith Sanam Oklu, said 5 years down the line, the summit has been a platform that provides opportunities for women, adding it is her hope to continue yearly.
Theme for this year is changing the narrative for female communication practice. 5 years of changing the narrative for female communication practitioners, because we believe that within the period of this 5 years, we've given opportunities to a lot of the women in the public relations industry here in Ghana, the opportunity to have a voice, the opportunity to be celebrated, the opportunity to mentor other young people that are also looking forward to rising to the top of their career. So today has been a lot of learnings for all of us, and looking at the kind of speakers that we've had for this year, it's been amazing, and we believe that a lot of people have learned throughout the summit today.
The 5th edition of the Women in PR Summit was on the theme, 5 years of changing the narrative for female communication practitioners. Now, 100 youth in the Busumtwe district of the Ashanti region are benefiting from skills development and economic empowerment programs to reduce the unemployment situation in the area. The youth are being empowered with startup equipment, skills training, and seed capital to meet their needs. The project is an initiative of Busumtwe One-Stop Center and She Achieve Africa with support from the Education Minister, Dr. Yao Osei Educhum. Prince Apia has more in this report.
The 100 persons to benefit from the Economic Empowerment and Skills Development Project are residents of the Busumtwe constituency. The motive of the project is to address the unemployment rate in the area. Dr. Educhum emphasized the need for solutions tailored to suit the challenges confronting the
We want Busumtwe to be transformed. There are lots of people in schools. Some have graduated recently as engineers. We can even assist them. All those in vocational trades who need the little startup benefit will be assisted.
He said this when sets of hair dryers, sewing machine, and other salon equipment were presented to 15 persons to either start up or enhance their business. Other beneficiaries of the project are being supported to get into other training colleges or service institutions. Barbara Athankroma is Executive Director for She Achieve Africa.
So Busumtwe One-Stop Development Center is supporting 100 participants. Out of the 100, we have 20 that are receiving sewing machine, hair dryers. Then we have 5 of them that are currently enrolled in vocational training for female, which is under Persevered. Out of the same 100, we have 20 that we've bought training, nursing, immigration, and university forms for them. It has already been submitted. Out of the same 100, we have about 20 of them that we are helping them rewrite or reset the WASI examination. Out of the same 100, we are helping them to have access or funds to start their business or to continue or to expand their business. We have 10,000 cedis set aside for these beneficiaries. we would like to use this opportunity to say a big thank you to Plan International for funding this project and to the MP for Bosomtwi constituency, Dr. Yaw Osei Educhum.
Some of them spoke to Love News. Today, I have acquired barbering tools to start my business. I used to operate alongside a colleague. Now I can be independent.
I am an SHS graduate and I needed a trade. Through this program, I have a sewing machine to start.
The She Achieve Africa project and the Bosomtwi One-Stop Center have been empowering the youth, especially the girl child, in the Bosomtwi district economically. Prince Apia reporting.
Well, there's more business news coming up on the marketplace. Up next, sports.
Hello everyone, welcome to Sports on Joy News today with me, Muftau Nabila Abla. There's a big concern about hooliganism in Ghana football, and the Ghana Football Association and the Ghana Police Service often disagree on who is responsible for ensuring that match venues are safe for referees, fans and footballers. Well, Nick Owusu, who is a FIFA and CAF Safety and Security Officer, has called on the Ghana Football Association to ensure that they have other mechanisms of providing safety at match venues. According to him, using only the police service is not good enough.
Yes, you see, the way football security is delivered is nowhere in the training manuals of the Ghana Police Service. So you cannot and you should not rely solely on the Ghana Police Service, as it were, even all other state security agencies, to be able to deliver that. There should be someone who is trained in working with these state agencies to ensure that these deliverables are achieved. So that is why I am highly recommending that the GFA trains and appoints regional safety and security officers. So when a match is flagged in your region, you are mandated to work with the security agencies and deliver the match operationally, because the operational competencies of the personnel who are assigned to these duties in terms of running football security is not as it should be, and you cannot blame them because it's not part of their day-to-day training, not part of their day-to-day activities.
From hooliganism, let's talk about the senior national team, the Black Stars, because they are gunning to win the African Cup of Nations for the first time in about 40 years. Left back Baurama believes that CK Akono and his technical team have got what it takes to lead them to end Ghana's failure of ruling the rest of the continent when it comes to the competition.
We get criticized all the time, and I think they are right to criticize us, because I think if I was not part of the national team, I would also criticize the national team, because it's been so long time that Ghana has seen a trophy. So the pressure has always been there, and I think it will always be there.
So national team have qualified for the AFCON, but you still don't get the sense that people have a lot of faith in the team, even though we've qualified for the AFCON. Or do you, I should ask?
I think this is Ghana for you, and yeah, most of the time when we don't have this much confidence, that's when the team goes high. If you look at 2010, when the guys were going, everyone was saying they were kids from the Under-20 World Cup. They went to the finals, unlucky enough. If you look at 2015, just after the World Cup, when we were going, they said, oh, this is like Frefre Kobo team, because nobody knew who was in the team. We went straight to finals and lost on penalties. So I just hope the new faces that are coming in will push Ghana high, and hopefully this time Ghana will bring it.
Next week, the Tokyo Olympic Games will begin, and Ghana's quartet of Chen Sanfo and Chi, Benjamin Azamate, Michael Ansah, and Safo Ansah will be representing Ghana in the 4x100 meters competition. And Professor Andrew, who is in charge of the athletes based in Europe, says that the quartet have built a rapport that has put them in a shape of being capable of winning medal for the country.
Senior athlete and lead host, Joseph Amoa, we also owe a big thank you because Joe has been really pulling double duty in terms of what he has to do with regards to training, but also making sure that his teammates are well taken care of as and when things come up. Now, training is going well. We've had several sessions. Yesterday was one of our high intensity sessions, just trying to make sure that we have their steps down in the relay. I think it was a productive session. We will be revisiting a bit more today and then also a bit more high intensity again tomorrow. One thing I can say about the group here, the relay team, I have been on many national teams, including some that I competed on myself. And it is amazing to see how they work together as brothers. The women also had the same or something similar in terms of taking care of each other. And this is what makes them special. This is why they are able to overcome all the obstacles that they sometimes face through no fault of their own. So I am really proud to see how well they work together and how well they keep in touch. Sometimes I wish, we had other people here to observe them in action. So I couldn't say enough how, as an association, we are proud of our athletes and the way they comport themselves and carry.
And the entire contingent for Ghana to representing us in the Tokyo Olympic Games are 14 athletes, and this is a quartet who representing us in the 4x100 relay competition. On this note, I say thanks very much for joining us for Sports on Joy News today. Head on to myjoyonline.com and read some more sports stories.
Time now for some show business news with me, Noella Karen-Yali. And let's begin by doing some news about the Arts and Tourism Ministry, because the sector's minister has made the ministry's intention of creating 1 million jobs to boost the sector known. Honorable Mohammed Awal made this known at the Tourism Destination Single Window Project right here in Accra.
What we want to do is to see the tourism, arts and cultural sectors as a very important source of job creation for Ghanaians. In line with this goal, we intend to create 1 million jobs by 2024. To do this, we are improving a lot of tourist sites. We are training and building the capacity of operators in the tourism value chain, hoteliers, restaurant owners, tour operators, tour guides, vehicle rental, car rentals, all. And we're saying that we also want to change the signages. To add, if you go to hotels solely in English, the hotel directory, the swimming pool is English, the restaurant is English, and so on. So we want them to be bilingual. So we want to add French for this year. Then, or subsequently, we can add Chinese. Chinese are coming a lot on. So we are telling operators that let us be opportunistic. We have to be opportunistic, not just necessity entrepreneurs. What do I mean by that? Look at the bigger picture. If you can have 2, 3 people now, work hard and employ up to 10, 20, 30, 40 people. So kind of opportunistic entrepreneur. We can only succeed if you think big. Tourism is money. Let us see it as that thing. But to achieve this, let us look at customer care. The tourist come, whether it's coming from Ghana or outside Ghana, make sure that you deliver quality services so that he or she would want to come back. If they come and then you say you promise A and don't deliver A, you deliver B, don't come back.
You had Tourism Minister Honorable Mohammed Awal there. But away from that, do you have a crush? Well, I do, and someday I might tell you who he or she is. But over the weekend on Joy FM's Showbiz A to Z show, hosted by George Quay, former Deputy Tourism Minister Madame Blanche Fagoma, she shared that she once upon a time had a crush on veteran high life musician Jedublaye Ambele. Was she able to tell him though? Well, find out for yourself.
My crush was really Jedublaye Ambele.
Oh, really?
I think he's such a cute guy.
Oh, yeah?
I used to think so. He still is, though, isn't he? I think he's a cute guy.
Thank God you are not one of those who are crashing on RMD. This week, Ghanaian women haven't been letting us rest on social media. Some Nigerian actor, thank God you don't even know him.
Sorry? Oh, I saw that on Facebook.
Yes, the girls were making us.
Are you jealous? Yeah, in fact, there are a few people in my crowd who puts him out.
You know, I don't get it.
Judge Cole is jealous. But listen, it's from a distance. The guy doesn't even know us. Okay,
you know?
So
you know?
But I was able to tell Jedu Bleabule that when I was young, I used to think that what a gorgeous man.
Oh dear.
He's as dark as I am, and that for me was cool.
Yeah.
And it's the gorgeous for me. But on that note, that's how we wrap up on Showbiz right here on the Joy News channel. My name is Noella Karanyali.